fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the video where today talking about something you've been asking about for several days with in my opinion, a really neat idea. And I really do like what they're doing here to start Deep Space Nine with this interesting, mysterious imposter, the spy that's apparently popping up that we have to figure out. And if you've noticed, if in your event store, you'll scroll over and see espionage and actions. And many of you have been going, well, what the heck do I do with this? Like, how do I progress through it? What's the idea? Are there any clues? Is there any hints? And many of you are feeling, well, I just don't know what to do. So I'm gonna go over 3 big points in this video so we can cover that and give you an idea of what exactly it is that you need to do. Now, before we do that, I have to give a shout out to somebody because, well, me and DJ were actually talking to the devs yesterday, and DJ this morning has a video that you also need to see. It is about the plasma tax. Now, if you missed that on his podcast on Sunday, not only can you listen there, but also check out his video. It is UltimatDJz Plays on YouTube. Check out his video this morning. Both of these videos will be very important for your gameplay this month. Strongly encourage you to go check that out if you have questions about star bases and the plasma and all that. So go give him a like and a follow. I'll put a link to his video and a link to his channel down in the description below. So starting off here, we're gonna go, well, what is this espionage thing? What is it that we're supposed to exactly do? For that, we've got these cool little graphics like, bam, find the spy. A spy is causing trouble in the Alpha Quadrant. We need to find out who. So you're gonna have one major currency that you're looking at for this, which is the isolinear data rods. You've also had the isolinear data chips. Now, used for 2 different things, as we'll see here in the background in just a second. But the main one that we're working for and the main one that we're looking for, and we've been going over this on Twitch a little bit, are the data rods. You're going to be spinning those, as you can see behind us, for intel. What exactly is intel? What do we need intel for? Well, next screen over here, complete events starting in September through November to earn rewards and accumulate the intel briefs. Redeem for more rewards in December when the spy is revealed. So the baseline of what this espionage is there is a spy among these 3 characters, where we have Cisco, we have Kira, and we have Miles. And we're trying to figure out what's going on. You know, what could be causing this? Who could be causing this? Part of the narrative that we've been talking about, the story-driven line of Deep Space Nine, and why I was kind of excited about it. So one of these 3 officers is a spy. Now, I do want to point out some key words in this graphic. Obviously, while Rev would never give anything away, but what do you mean that we're talking about the Alpha Quadrant being thrown into war potentially? What could that mean? Was there any war in Deep Space Nine? Does anybody recall a war in Deep Space Nine? What could that be? I don't know. If you have any idea what that potentially could be, drop it in the comments section down below. So the premise of the espionage is for 3 months, we're going to be trying to work towards figuring out who this spy is. Now, I do want to point out that you notice December is when the spy is revealed. So the rewards part of this is in December. Now, for those of you who maybe not pay that much attention to math class, they just confirmed 4 months of DS9, right? So this month being month 1, September, and then you've got October, and then you have November. So these 3 months, we are working, figuring out who the spy is, and then December rolls around, and we're going to get our goody goodies, whatever that could actually end up being, when the spy is revealed. Obviously, we're going to turn in all this stuff for something, right? It's not going to be a big hoopla for no reason. So that brings up the question now, okay, well, if we're going to collect intel briefs, how do we go about the pattern? So give you a little bit of math confirmed by the devs that we're allowed to talk about this, that so far as of the morning of this video, the maximum rods you could have earned is 27, leaving 45 more to go in this month. So that means 72 total. But even if you work the clock, you're only gonna be able to probably put 53, I think, into one particular officer. Now, why is that? So I wanna share this little tidbit with you. So you'll notice the cooldowns are a little bit different. So you have cooldowns that are meant to be 24-hour cooldowns, which means these are meant to throw 1 rod in at a time. However, you'll also notice that sometimes during September, you're gonna have some that have, say, a 2-hour cooldown, which is giving you the option to try to like hedge your bet and bet more on a certain officer being the spy. So let's say you believe that that spy could be Cisco, and when those 2-hour timers are coming through, if you had 3 rods, instead of splitting them evenly amongst all 3, you throw them all into Cisco. Or maybe you think that it's Miles, or maybe you think that it's Kira. Either way, you can take all your rods and throw them in one direction, or you can spread it amongst the three. Now, obviously, this would have advantages or disadvantages. So if the whole goal is to guess who the spy is, if you hedge your bets all on one, well, what if you end up being wrong? So your rewards or whatever the payout is in the end, maybe it's not as greater as if you guessed right. But also, same there, like if you dump everything amongst all three, well then, well, y'all have done some betting before, right? If you throw everything on all of the bets, then you're not going to get as big of a reward. I mean, it's just kind of, isn't that how that roulette wheel works or whatever? Where if we bet everything on black, well, you not make as much as if you said like black 27. I have no idea if that's accurate, by the way. If you can't tell, I've never actually used a roulette wheel. Probably embarrassing to admit. I don't gamble. Sorry, y'all. So anyway, as we go through this, we're trying to predict who this is, and we're putting all of those into it. So this comes down to strategy. What's best for you? Now, one big point I must mention: do not sit on the rods. Probably should have said that. Anyway, do not just hoard them. Do not keep them. Spend them. You want to get them in here and collect your data briefs as much as humanly possible. Now, if you're curious where you're sitting at, if you go into your items menu, go over to other, and then scroll down, you'll see where your briefs are currently at, where you're spending them. So for example, I've got 7 into Kira, 9 into Miles, and 3 into Cisco. And when it comes to strategy, I'm not going to tell you which way to go, but I will tell you that you 100% want to spend your rods. And just for the month of September, while we're sitting here, remember, you'll have 72 total that you'll pass through. You know, you're going to have some that are locked around 24 hours, but you're also going to have where you could say, hey, if I wanted to go all in on one officer, I think you're going to put up like 40 or 50 into one if you really wanted to go with that strategy. It comes down to what do you think is going to be best? And also, we're looking for clues. Like, could there be clues laying around in, say, missions that could give us hints of who potentially this could be? And this is something that you're going to pay attention to with the main storyline missions, with the optional missions, things that are happening around the galaxy, maybe even now and then things that content creators will say as we go, ooh, that person, this person, or that person could be. And we were on Discord and we were on Twitch the other day. And as we were going through the missions together, we were making notes of like, ooh, it was quite interesting that Cisco sent Odo off the station. Did y'all catch that in the mission line where Cisco was like, yeah, you get off my station, sir. Well, why would we need our chief of security off the station? Or the little bickering that Miles and Kira were going into, and just some of the dialogue. So things to maybe pay attention to as you're going through this process. The simple notes that you need to know for the espionage system is spend your rods. Even if you don't have 100% surety in your guesses, you need to make sure that you're putting them somewhere. And maybe it's more beneficial to throw it all towards 2 officers. You know, if you think, you saw I've kind of lopsided towards Kira and Miles, maybe you're leaning that direction, you maybe don't want to go all in on 1, well, then go for 2. Either way, big key, spend them, and then we will be updating you as the months come along with how many different rods you can expect that month. But in September, good amount, and make sure you're blowing them. And if you do have a few sitting that you maybe haven't spent yet, when we have these 2-hour type cooldown windows coming, just use them then, okay? Recycle and put those in. Please don't be sitting with those in December. You're going to want to have spent them on something. And now we go through the process over the next few months trying to figure out who could be the spy. Ooh, makes me fun. I'm real curious to see if anybody can guess who it is. Do you think you know who it is? Tell Rev if you know who the spy is. If you do, I'm going to be very impressed. I don't know who it is. So if you know, well, like the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Take this knowledge, take these rods, and use them for good. Use them for good. Like I say, I really do love this as a mechanic. I love the interactivity. I love the mystery, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I know me and DJ have been talking about it quite a bit off air. So really curious to see how this plays out and how many different players are able to win. That's what it's about, right? Who wants to be right? Live long and prosper. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next one. Man, I can't wait to see if people just go all in on one officer and dump like 50 this month into like, you know, Cisco, or if they spread it all out and just try to even it out and just say, hey, we're going to bet on everything and just see what ends up being. I'm probably going to go personally. I'm probably going to pick 2. I'm probably going to pick 2 and go hardcore 2, even though maybe I don't get the best rewards in the end, whatever those end up being. Maybe I just feel like I'll get a better chance. I don't know. Or maybe I should just go ahead and go all in. I'm already kind of heavy into miles. Maybe I should just lean into it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Hopefully this video helped. Just please remember, I know I'm stressing this, don't sit on these. Spend them. You won't regret it. Everybody's going to be winning. Everybody. No, not really everybody. I'm rambling now. Bye. I'm just out of here.
An even better outro than the intro. For the empire and glory to your house.